Hi everyone, Kanye once again here with the SQL tutorial. In this tutorial, I'd like us to learn on grouping of data by the use of the group by clause. Group by is used in SQL to group together rows in a table based on values in a given column. The group by clause enables us to perform aggregations in SQL such as sum, average, count, among others. Open your SQL server and let us now delve into performing the group by functions. We use our database, the sales DB. So let's use sales DB. Use sales DB. Let's execute that. Let's use our select all to see what is in our table. Select all from product bike. From product bike, we see all the columns and all the details that we have in our table. We have the product ID, the product name, the product category, product color, and product price. This is the table that we work with. So let's proceed. Now I'd like us to introduce the group by clause. Let's have a comment here. Group by clause. So we can select. In this case, I would like us to group by the product color. So we will select prod color. From product bike. Group by, that now we are using the group by prod color. Group by prod color. Now we can see it has grouped our product in group categories. In product color categories, we see we have the black and white, blue, green, gray, purple, red, and yellow. Those are the groups, the color groups that we have in our table. Now we will introduce the aggregation functions using aggregation functions. And in this case, I would like us to start with the count clause or the count aggregation. Count. So we'll have our statement as select prod color from prod color. Remember, we are now introducing the aggregation functions, and it comes before the from part, and we separate these tables by the use of the comma. So we have select prod color, comma, count, into bracket. Now here we put the expression that we want returned. In this case, we would like to have the product color, or you may use all. Count all. Now we say from product bike. Group by prod color. Group by prod color. Execute that. You can see now we have the count of our groups. We can see in the black group we have two items in the category black. In the black and white we can see also we have two, blue we have one, green we have 3 items, in the gray we have 2 items, and so on. So we can see that is how it has given us the count of the groups that we have. We may say that on the result we have the header as the number column name. It has not given it a specific name, and would like it to return a specific column name. So in this case we use the as. So let's do it. We'll have this one. We'll use the as. So let's do this. I have copy pasted. So I like doing this so that you may be able to follow. You can be able to follow step by step. So that's why I keep repeating the code bit by bit. So we'll have, in this case, we have select product color, count all, and we would like to give it a name so that it read a specific header name. So we have the count here next to count all, as, as. So we give it our name, count. I would like us to give it count underscore bike, count bike. So if we execute this, let's see what we have. You can see now it has given it a header. It has given it a header, count bike. This way now you'll be able to know each result, what is returning, what is being returned in each section. So we have given it a header name or a column name by the use of as. So let's continue with the other aggregation functions. The other aggregation function I'd like us to use is the sum. So let's insert it here, sum, after the count. Let's insert it after the count. So, and remember to separate these ones with by a comma. Remember to separate each by a comma. So we have the count. At the end we have a comma because we are introducing another one. So we have now sum. I would like us to sum the product price. So the other aggregations I would like us to perform them on the product price. So sum into bracket prod price. Don't forget the bracket prod price. And we give it the name as we have learned here, as sum price. So I'd like us to have it as sum price. We can execute this one. We can see now it has returned for us the count bike. We have the product color. Now the groups that we have the count of the bikes in that each group, and we have the sum price of each group. We can see we have the sum price of each group. So we can have now the others. I'd like us now also to do the average. I'd like us to do the average. We will insert it after the sum price, after the sum. So don't forget the comma, sum, comma. Then we have the average. In SQL, we use the AVG for average into bracket. Also, we are carrying out the average for the product price. So prod price to bracket as we are giving it a name, average price, average price. So let's execute this one and see what we have. Good. You can see now we have for each group, we have the average price. We can see in the black group, the product color black, we have 2 bikes. We have the sum price of 1800 and we have an average price of 900. So which clearly tells us it is 1800 divided by 2, which gives us the 900, which is the average. So that's how we carry out the average for this case. So let's introduce another, which I'd like us to introduce the minimum price. The minimum price, I'd like us to see the minimum price for each group. We'll set it after the average price. So don't forget the comma. Minimum. So for the minimum, we use minimum. So product, also I like it as to have it for the product price, the minimum price. Prod price as mean price. As mean price, let's execute this one. We can see now we also have the minimum price for each group. For each group, we have the minimum price. We can see like in the black group, we have 900 as the minimum price. In the black and white, we can see we have 2900 as the minimum price, and so on and so forth. So that is how we calculate, we get the minimum price using the group by. So next, I'd like us to see the maximum price. The maximum price, let's have it after the minimum price. So comma, and then we have our maximum, max into bracket, prod price as max price, as max price, as max price. Let's execute this one, and we can see now we have our maximum price also. We can see now, like in the black and white category, we have the maximum price as 5,000, and so on. Even for the rest, we have the maximum price. And as we can compare, look at the minimum price and the maximum price category, we can see where we have the 4,500 as the minimum price. We have the 4,800 as the maximum price. So that's how. And in this case, for the purple color, product color, where we have purple, is just one product, so the price remains. We can see the sum price is the same, the average, the minimum, and the maximum, since it is the same product. So that's how we perform our aggregation by the help of the group by clause. The group by clause, it's the one that enables us to perform this. And in this case, you may try to execute with this one without the clause, the group by clause. It will give you an error. And we can see this. Let's have the group by as a comment and try and execute it, this statement with to the group by, and see. So have the group by as a comment, then execute that statement and see the results. You can see it returns an error, it gives an error because we have removed the group by, because it is with the group by, it's the one that helps us to perform these aggregations. So that's how we perform them. So let's go back to its normal. Let's see, sorry, and see our results once again. If we execute that, you can see we are back to our normal state. So don't forget, don't assume the power of the group by in the aggregation. in SQL. Now previously we learned on giving it a condition, giving conditions by the use of the where, uh, which gives a condition into a field. The where gives a condition to a given field. In this case, I would like us to introduce another condition, which is having, and the having gives a conditions on the aggregations or on the groupings, helping us to work on the specifying or filtering what we want. Now let's introduce the having clause. Let's have our comment here using the having clause. We can I've just copy pasted the code, the statement above. So, and it comes, the having clause comes after the group by. It comes after the group by. It's good to know the order. It comes after the group by. So having we may set it as using the, we'll specify using the price. And remember, we have said the having gives conditions to the groupings. So we will use having the max price, max into bracket, this category, this aggregation, max product price, So we are giving a condition on a state based on the maximum price. Max price is greater. Let's give it greater than 3,000. Is greater than 3,000. Let's execute this and see what we have. You can see now it has returned to us those groups which maximum price is greater than 3,000. The groups which maximum price is greater than 3,000. So that is the work of the having. It works like the where, only that it operates on the groupings. So that's how we work on it. That's its work in our SQL. So in this tutorial, we have learned on group by. We have learned to group our data by the use of the group by, and we have learned on how to use those aggregation functions with the help of the group by, and we have also introduced the having clause, and we have seen how it is working. Now in our next lesson, we'll learn on the joins, so don't miss it. We'll learn on the joins, and thank you so much for learning with me, and I'll encourage you, I'd like to request you kindly subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Thank you so much. See you next in our next tutorial, the joins.